The future of Bitcoin, inside the largest mine in the US. In the past few months, the world has been shrinking fast for Bitcoin miners. After China rejected the industry in June, the exiles moved on to Iran and Kazakhstan, only to get kicked again when their giant appetite for electricity stretched power grids to the breaking point, causing blackouts that instigated angry protests in Tehran and Almaty. Since then, nation after nation that fears the same fate is joining the banned Bitcoin movement. In December, India suggested a law slamming the gates, and in Sweden, which our two top officials advocated a full EU ban, contending that clean Bitcoin powered by the nation's wind and solar farms is still a bad deal. Soon after, regulators in Norway concurred. If Bitcoin's robbing loads of Europe's energy, the warning goes its nations will not have enough power to produce cars, steel, and semiconductors, and light homes, as its nations make the change from fossil fuels to renewables. Much of the world is saying if you do not want cities going dark and have to reach climate goals, dump Bitcoin mining. Hey guys, welcome to Billionaire Crypto Investor, where we tell you about the largest Bitcoin mine in the US. So stay with us till the end of the video so you don't miss out on any of this information. Before we proceed, make sure you subscribe to our channel and click on the bell icon too so you don't miss out on any of our wonderful videos in the future. And let's get started. Fort Worth, Texas is now the first city government in the United States to mine Bitcoin, and in an almost poetic devotion to the enterprise, Mayor Matty Parker supervised the construction of a small mining farm in City Hall. 3 Bitmain Antminer S9 mining rigs will run complete 24 hours a day and 7 days a week in the Climate-Controlled Information Technology Wing of Fort Worth City Hall. The city says the miners will be organized on a private network to minimize the security risk. Bitcoin operates on a proof-of-work mining model, meaning that miners around the world run high-powered computers to concurrently create new Bitcoin and to validate transactions. The process needs professional-grade equipment, some technical know-how, and a lot of electricity. This is why Fort Worth's pilot project is starting small in accordance with the thoughts of the mayor. Each of the program's 3 machines will devour the same amount of energy as a household vacuum cleaner, according to city estimates. While the mayor does not expect the 3 miners to be major money makers, the cost of electricity required for the program is expected to be offset by the value of Bitcoin mining. Far from adding Bitcoin to the city's balance sheet, Parker, who took office last year and is the city's first millennial mayor, credits that leaning into Bitcoin will go a long way toward putting Fort Worth on the map. For Fort Worth, a lot of people do not know who we are, Parker told CNBC. We want to change that conversation, and we accept that tech innovation, including cryptocurrency, is the way we are going to do that. Building a 3-ring mine, even in a crypto-friendly authority like Texas, needs clearing bureaucratic red tape. This is something brand new for any city. There's a lot of policy here that we have had to jump through hoops to understand. To make it happen, the city has collaborated with a few key partners, including the Texas Blockchain Council, which donated the 3 mining rigs, each valued at roughly $600 apiece, and Luxor Technologies, which is a mining pool that lets a single miner merge its dispute power with thousands of other miners all over the world to increase their chances of earning Bitcoin. Parker, who has been in the job almost a year, got the idea to break into Bitcoin after talking with a few friends in the travel capital world, who told Parker that 80% of venture capital is essentially spent on tech, and cryptocurrency is at the center of that right now. We are the fastest growing city in the country. There's so much excitement around North Texas and Fort Worth in particular. To really keep that energy going, we have to push ourselves individually, and we think cryptocurrency is a huge part of our future economy. After 6 months, Fort Worth will reevaluate and decide whether to sink real cash into building out a mine. Alex Brammer, VP of Business Development for Luxor, says Fort Worth's move will support the legitimacy of Bitcoin as a strategic asset. Brammer said that Mayor Parker is setting an example and productively de-risking both Bitcoin mining and Bitcoin treasury strategies for every other mayor in the country, and I would not be surprised to see more announcements like this in the coming future. Brammer also cited the possibility that governments could use Bitcoin mining to help balance electrical grids in the transition to clean power. In the future, it's likely that Bitcoin mines will sit alongside industrial-scale battery storage to provide grid firming services that prevent blackouts and other interruptions to the grid caused by the addition of intermittent wind and solar generation. In this context, it would make sense for cities to start to invest and build large-scale mining infrastructure themselves. Texas Blockchain Council President Lee Bratcher, who works with Bitcoin miners all along the state, is also optimistic about Fort Worth's prospects. Fort Worth has the geographic presence of miners and supportive city leadership that makes it a frontrunner to be the Bitcoin mining capital of Texas and therefore the U.S. For now, the project's not really about profits, nor helping to fix Texas's temperamental power grid. Instead, it's about being a first mover and normalizing the idea of a city government mining Bitcoin and putting the world's biggest cryptocurrency on their balance sheet. This is right off the bat for any government, right? Usually things move at a snail's pace, and in Fort Worth, we want to do things individually and kind of elbow our way into the room. Well, before China decided to kick out all of its Bitcoin miners, they were already escaping in droves, and new data from Cambridge University shows they were likely headed to the United States. The U.S. has fast become the new loved one of the Bitcoin mining worlds. It is the second biggest mining venue on the planet, accounting for nearly 17% of all the world's Bitcoin miners as of April 2021. That's a 151% increase from September 2020. For the last 18 months, we've had a serious growth of mining infrastructure in the States. We've noticed a massive uptick in mining operations looking to relocate to North America, and mostly in the U.S. The data set does not include the mass mining exodus out of China, which led to half the world's miners dropping offline, and experts tell CNBC that the U.S. share of the mining market is mostly even bigger than the numbers indicate. According to the newly released Cambridge data, just before the Chinese mining ban began, the country accounted for 46% of the world's total hash rate, an industry term used to describe the gathered computing power of the Bitcoin network. That is a sharp decline from the 75.5% in September 2019, and the percentage is likely much lower given the exodus underway now. 500,000 previously Chinese miner rigs are looking for homes in the U.S. If they're deployed, it would mean North America would have closer to 40% of the global hash rate by the end of 2022. America's rising supremacy is a simple case of luck meeting preparation. The U.S. has been building up its holding capacity for years. Before Bitcoin miners actually started coming to America, companies across the country made a gamble that in the end, if adequate infrastructure were in place, they would set up shop in the U.S. That gamble seems to be paying off. When Bitcoin crashed in late 2017 and the entire market entered a multi-year crypto winter, there was not much demand for big Bitcoin farms. U.S. mining operators saw their opening and jumped at the chance to place cheap money to build up the mining ecosystem in the U.S. The large publicly traded miners were able to lift capital to go make big purchases, which helped bring in over $400 million of mining equipment into North America. Companies like North American crypto mining operator Core Scientific kept building out hosting space all via the crypto winter so that they had the capacity to plug in new gear, according to Collier. A majority of the new apparatus manufactured from May 2020 through December 2020 was shipped to the U.S. and Canada. Alex Bramer of Luxor Mining, a cryptocurrency pool built for advanced miners, points out that developing capital markets and financial instruments around the mining industry also played a big role in the industry's quick ascent in the U.S. Bramer says that many of these American traders were able to start rapidly expanding once they secured financing by leveraging a multi-year track record of profitability and existing capital as collateral. And that's it for today's video, guys. We sincerely hope you enjoyed it. Please click that like button and share it with all your friends and family. If you have any questions or comments for us, please leave it in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel where you'll see even more of our incredible videos. Hey, we'll catch up with you in the next one. Thanks for watching.